Hello guys, welcome to the replay. I'm going to get started here in just a minute. Obviously, I can't get my phone situated today. Happy Monday, everyone. Hopefully you are having a great one. My name is Nicole Vincent. We'll be starting here in just a minute. We're going to be talking about the ins and outs of Periscope and a few ideas of how you can use this to help your business grow and help it work for you. So please feel free to click on this little guy down here. He will give you your sharing options. Hello, Christine. And I would love for you to share this with your followers if they are in network marketing, or you can grab the URL and post on Facebook. This will be a great quick scope on kind of an introduction to Periscope and how it works. So please jump on. We'll let everyone get connected, get sharing, and make sure you're following me too as well. I try to scope almost every day. I've gotten back on the Periscope pony, so to speak, and I've been pretty consistent. I do take the weekends off. So hopefully we're gonna have a good time. Okay, let me introduce myself one more time. My name is Nicole Vincent. I am a network marketing professional, and I love social media, and I love using it to help support and grow my team. So I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about Periscope. On placement. Ooh, that's a tricky one. We'll have to work on that. But thanks for the idea. I really appreciate it. So for Periscope, guys, is a really great platform if you are in network marketing, because what is network marketing all about? It's all about relationships. It's all about connecting with those that are within your circle and those that are in other circles that you might be connected to as well. So with Periscope, there's a few things you want to cover. You want to ask people to share. Tell them how to do that. When I first started, I would say swipe this way on this device and swipe this way on that device. I usually just now point at the little guy, and you want to be pointing at the opposite corner. So right now in my phone, it looks like I'm pointing at the opposite corner from the guys, but to you, it should look like I'm pointing at the little guy. Does it look like I'm pointing at the little guy? Hopefully it does. And that, by them clicking on that little guy, it gives them the share options. That way, and encourage them to say, make sure you're following me. So that encourages them to look to make sure that they're following you. It also lets them know where to look in your bio. You can say, you can also check out my email address in my bio if you have any questions after this Periscope. So I really recommend having an email or a website or some kind of contact information in your bio, because people might catch one of your scopes and they might be wanting more, but if they've watched it on the replay, they don't have an opportunity to chat and they might not be able to contact you, and Periscope doesn't have a direct message option. So you want to make sure you have some kind of follow-up information in your bio so that people can follow you. Next one. Tell them to tap the screen. We want hearts, guys. So if you are new to Periscope, just take your finger and tap on the screen, and that gives me hearts. That lets me know that you like what I'm talking about and to continue talking about these sorts of topics. And that way, hearts is kind of your currency in Periscope. It lets other people know that you know what you're talking about and that you have relevant information that people that are like-minded might want to listen to what you're having to say. So you can see right now, there's a lot of hearts streaming up because you guys are doing great and you're tapping on the screen. Now, I usually try to say, hey, for those on the replay, and when I tap on my face, girl, I love it. Pretend you're popping zits. And if I was closer, you probably would see those zits. See, look at this one. This is like a scab. This was so bad the other day. But hey, we can keep it to this side and nobody has to know except that I just told you. So tell people, hey, if you're even on the replay, you can give me hearts there as well. And that way, people that are going to catch this recorded are going to understand how to use Scope as well. Now, when you are first starting out, you're going to record, the camera is going to start out pointed away from you. So don't have it like pointed at your crotch if you're holding your hand in your lap, or pointed at something that has personal information. I usually just try to find something random around my desk. Today I have a bag of dark chocolate covered dry mangoes, which are delicious, by the way. Thank you, Costco, that I had my camera pointed at. And that way It's just a little placeholder. It's there for 2 seconds because I typically you double tap on your screen and it'll flip the camera around so it's a forward facing camera. They are amazingly delicious and I've eaten way too many today, but it's all good. They're healthy, right? It's responsibly sourced dark chocolate and exotic mango from the Philippines. There's your little infomercial. So just find something when you're starting out your Periscope, when you're ready to hit that start broadcast that your camera can focus on, then you just double tap and it'll flip the camera around. If the camera doesn't flip around for any reason, sometimes my phone doesn't want to cooperate, there's a little drop down arrow, look right here at the top, that will flip, when you're broadcasting, that will flip the camera around for you. It'll give you the option to flip that camera around. So yes, oh gosh, Costco guys is so good. Oh, they're finally getting one close to me. Here, I'll give you some dark chocolate covered mango. It looks really gross, but it's so good. And I really want to eat it right now, but I'm not going to because I'm talking. Okay, so if you're ready, I'm in debt now. I will eat one in your honor. How does that sound, Nikki? Does that work? So if you're ready to start your first Periscope, what you're going to want to do is you want to get a good title, get something that is going to get people's attention. I like to typically include an emoji in there because if you're in the list of everybody else, you want something to be eye-catching. Now, I don't like to do too many emojis because it can get a little crazy, but I do like to include something that is going to be relevant to what I'm scoping about. I like to keep my title fairly short and then do some hashtags in there. Now, I do like to do some funny hashtags sometimes, but typically, guys, if you keep them all humorous, they're not going to be ones that necessarily are being searched. So if you're really trying to invite new followers, you're trying to get new people into your scopes, then you want to use hashtags that are going to be relevant to what you're talking about and the audience that you're trying to invite. So, I believe I use network marketing on this. Oh, thank you. MLM or inspiration or QOTD for quote of the day, or if you're doing fashion, maybe fashionista, or do a hashtag, guys, that is going to be relevant to what you're going to be talking about, and that will bring people in. Don't do too many hashtags. I would say probably maybe 5 to 6 tops, because you don't want to be like hashtag palooza, because it just gets confusing and people are like, well, what are they wanting to talk about? So when you're going to go start your first broadcast, it's going to give you some options. It's going to say public or private. Private is going to broadcast only to your followers. So if you do want to broadcast something that is private to you and you don't want everybody in the world seeing, then choose private. I always choose public because for me, it's a public platform and information is free. So if I'm going to be talking about just one person, might as well be talking about it to 100. But that's totally up to you. And then it has different sharing options where you can disable the chat. You can disable your specific location. It is going to give you a general location. So my scope is probably going to say that I'm in the Houston area, but it's not going to pinpoint to my home unless I choose that location to show on a map where I'm actually broadcasting from in GPS. I like to leave that untagged. I'm okay with you guys knowing that I'm in Houston, but I don't want the whole world to know my specific street where I'm broadcasting from. It also is going to give you the option to tweet this out because Periscope and Twitter, same company, they're linked. So I like to tweet it out mainly because I use a service called Catch, KATCH.me, M-E, and Catch Me will actually go in and it will catch your scopes. And I actually set all of mine to private for compliance reasons, but I don't want to store all these scopes on my phone and take up my storage. So I store them in Catch under private settings so that if I do a really good one, I'm like, man, Nicole, this was a bang up scope. Just kidding, I don't do that. Well, actually, sometimes I do because sometimes they're really awesome. Awesome! Yay! Yay, Texas! But if I have a topic, like I talked about the compensation plan last week, and my team really wanted to hear that and didn't get to watch it in the 24 hours that this Periscope was available. So I was able to download that video from Catch, and I was able to upload it to my Facebook group. So if you tweet it out and you've set up your Catch.me account, and you would do that just online, just go to Catch.me, Catch with a K, and it will automatically catch your scopes. and they're automatically set to public, but I go in and I will change the setting to private just for compliance reasons with my company. So that is a really great option. So now you're ready to hit start broadcast. So you're going to make sure you're pointing at something to be the space holder until you're going to flip it around. Now, when you're ready to flip it around, you want to make sure you have good lighting. Right now, and I'm going to flip this around to show you real quick. So, because I typically scope from my desk. Come on, flip around. I've got a little desk lamp that I flip up. You can see I flip it up so that when my camera is here, I am lit well, so you guys can see me well, and I don't have weird shadows on my face. I don't like my camera super close up because I can never get an angle that I personally like on myself, so I like to have it a little bit further out, and I am a hand talker, so setting it up on my desk works really well so that I'm able to, you know, if I want to show you something, oh, look at this really cool Sharpie. Look at these chocolate covered mangoes. I have my hands free and I'm not constantly giving you guys vertigo by moving the camera around trying to find a good angle. I will scope sometimes with holding my phone and that works great. But if I'm going to be talking about something for more than just a few minutes, then I like to have my phone set up on something and it works really well. Now, as you're scoping to further your business, number one, this is a relationship business. I love scoping in order to connect with people. Now, I connect with a lot of you. A lot of you guys are not on my personal team. A lot of you might not even be with my company. But seeing me, seeing my mannerisms, hearing my tone, seeing my facial expressions is going to give you some kind of connection to me. It gives you a little window into me, who I am, who I stand for, and you're like, oh, I like this chick. I want to listen to her. I think she has something that can add value to my life. Or you might see it and you're like, you know what? I don't really like blondes from Texas. And so you go on your merry way, and that's great. So I think the face to screen, so my face to your screen, it adds something for people on the receiving end that they can feel a connection to you and they feel a little bit more invested in what you're able to offer as you are authentic, as you are not non-rehearsed, and that you're just real. People love realness. They love vulnerability. They love relatability. And that works really, really well on this platform, I have found. So as you're choosing topics to talk about on Scope, choose what you want to kind of be a few topics that you're going to talk about. For me, I typically like to talk about network marketing as a business, my personal company, which is doTERRA, and things that are related to that. Or I like to talk about kind of life coaching, which is another passion of mine, and positive thinking and getting through limiting beliefs and just kind of how to level up. And those are the topics that I talk about. You're not going to see me on my Scope talking about, hey, let's make this dinner, or this is how you're going to craft this lip balm. Because number one, those are things that I'm not interested in. And it doesn't really create a congruency in what I'm talking about. So, because you want to attract followers that are wanting to hear your messages. Now, I think it's okay to have like a couple areas. I don't have any problem with that. But if you start spreading yourself too thin, then people are going to get confused on who you are and what you're sharing. So pick a couple topics, one or two, and stick with those. Every once in a while, I will scope something personal. Like we were up in Utah over Christmas and I went sledding for the first time and I did a scope on that and it was really fun. But guess what, guys? I didn't get a lot of shares. I didn't have a lot of views, and that's okay. But if you're really trying to grow your team, grow your followers, then share something that is relevant. And of course, my kids are printing now. So sorry if that's loud. But share something that's relative to your viewers, okay? Don't ramble on too long on your scopes. Scoping is live. It can be ad-libbed. It can be a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And it works really well sometimes. But if you're going on for 30 minutes, an hour, and you're not getting to your point, you're going to lose people. People don't like to watch scopes that are that long. Oh my gosh. And of course my kids are printing a novel. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, the dogs aren't barking, right? So, Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'm scoping. Oh, teenagers busted.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I was like, oh,
there's the dogs on cue. It's all good. It's all good. So kind of have a time limit. Like I like to keep my scopes to about 15. Hello. That's my oldest. I know I don't look old enough to have a 15-year-old, but I am. Just kidding. So keep your scopes relevant. Keep them to a reasonable amount of time so that when people are watching the replay, they are not getting stuck in your message. You're getting to the point and they're clear on what you're talking about. I will tell you a key on scopes that if somebody is maybe not getting to the point that you're wanting to hear, you can hold down the screen on the replay and you can drag it. I did start very early. I got married at 20 and then had her at 21. So all good. So if you're watching a replay, you can put your finger on the screen and drag it and it'll kind of like fast forward or rewind on the video, which is a newer upgrade on Periscope and is fabulous because they didn't used to have that and you have to keep restarting from the beginning. Like my phone freezes on Periscope when I receive a text if I'm watching a replay. And I would just there were points that I just would get to I'm like, okay, forget it. But anyway, so as you are using Periscope to further your business, for me personally, I'm not really prospecting on Periscope. I'm more trying to add value and trying to make connections because you never know what connections you're going to need. And relationships are beautiful things and I'm always seeking new relationships. So that's something that I find value in periscoping. And honestly, for me, all the words on your bottles are backwards. They're going to show backwards to you, but when you hold them up here, let me find something for example. Okay. So if I show this to you guys, this is my gum. Does it look backwards to you or does it look the right way? It should be flipped on the replay. It should be looking the right way so that when you're the one recording, it's going to look backwards. But when you show it to your audience, it's going to look the right way. So no, just write like if you're going to be writing something, maybe you're going to print something out. So let's see. Let's write something out. Okay. So I wrote this out the correct way and you guys should be able to read it. Hello, scopers. So so just this is, and I didn't write this backwards, guys. This is written the correct way. And then it looks backwards to me as I'm holding it up to the camera. But as you guys are seeing it, the camera is going to flip it. So you don't have to worry about that. So that's something else that you guys can do if you want to have your contact information. Then, you know, if you want to have a printout with your contact information, you can have that ready to go. You don't have to do it backwards. Just write it the right way. The camera will automatically flip it for you. So don't stress about that. But yeah, guys, Periscope is an amazing platform. It's a baby. It's brand new starting out. So it's a great time to start learning it. And even if you're not one that's wanting to broadcast, knowing how to use it to the best of your abilities is going to be a big benefit. Okay, so she asked when I point the little guy. Okay, so the little guy on my screen is actually right there. But when I'm pointing to the opposite corner, it should be pointing to the correct thing. Okay? Well, I'm glad you got here. So for those that have joined me, make sure that you swipe up and click on my bio. Make sure you're following me. If you do have a scoper that you can go on your settings, guys. The way that you go to your settings on Periscope is you're going to pull up the app because I want you to know how to be able to mute people because sometimes you might find that me or somebody else that you follow is scoping more often than you're wanting to get notifications. There's a way that you can mute people because I've got there's some people that I follow, like some celebrities that or network marketing that I follow that they scope a lot. And I want it muted. I just want to go back and catch the replay. So what I do, so when you log into Periscope, you will click on the little people tab. So you've got your little TV, your little something else, I can't remember, and then the little group of 3 people. When you click on that, it's going to show your profile. You can click on your profile on the top and click on settings. Now, number 1, you can turn off the alert so that you just get a little notification on your notification bar without any vibration or without any sound. So that's option number one. Option number two, if it's somebody that you're like, I want to follow you, but I don't want to know every time you're broadcasting live, what you would do is you would go to that individual profile and then click, there's a little bell, click on the bell, but don't mute me. Don't mute me. That made me sad. Just kidding. If you need me, mute me. You can catch me on the replay. It's all good. So if you've got somebody that's scoping a lot, then you can click on there. You can still follow them, but when you click on their profile, right by the little button that says follow or following, there's a little bell. Just click on that, and when it's highlighted, that means that they're muted. You're not going to get any notification when they are broadcasting. You'll just have to catch them on the replay. So that's a great way to keep the noise on your phone a little bit more under control, especially if you get excited and you follow several of us here on Scope. So Periscope, guys, is a really great platform. Think of how it can work for you, either for you to learn more as a student, to further your knowledge, to get some motivational, inspirational ideas, to get some coaching, or is this going to be your platform for you to further your business and for you to reach more people? It's all up to you. It's all how you want to use it. It's a beautiful platform, and I'm absolutely loving it. You can see Periscope on computers. So if you take your URL and you post it on Facebook, or you send somebody an email, when they click on it from their computer, a web page will come up and they were able to view there. They can read comments, but they cannot comment. Are we on Scope right now? Yes, we are on Scope right now. What did you think you were on? This is Periscope. I say Scope. It's the short, cool version of Periscope because I'm lazy. But if you have somebody clicking on your link, they can just watch you on the computer. And the way you get your link is just periscope.tv / and then your user ID. So my user ID is essential_oiler. So my Periscope URL is periscope.tv / essential_oiler. So that's how you find your URL to share with other people that might not have the app or might not have it on their smartphone. So hopefully this is a little bit longer of a scope than I normally do. So hopefully this has helped a lot. Do you guys have any questions before I shut it down? Okay. You guys are awesome. Figure out how to use Periscope for what your little heart desires. Have a great one. Thanks for watching tonight, and we will talk to you later. And I'll work on a scope on placements for those that were asking. So be watching for that. Thanks for all the love and the hearts. You guys are awesome. You'll have to, if you're watching me on my Zoom chat tonight, I am doing a Zoom chat on the business basics. So that might have been what you downloaded. This is actually on Periscope, so you shouldn't have to download anything, well, other than the Periscope app for this, and there's not really a link. So anyway, have a great one, guys. If you have questions, suggestions, or anything you'd like to contact me, I've got my email in my bio. Feel free to send me an email or find me on Facebook. We'll talk to you soon. Have a fabulous Monday night. Have a good one. Bye-bye.